Hello, Access team. It has been such a long time since we've had one of these because we've been really, really busy. And it's very rare for me to even show up. There's nobody else in this room. It's like, where are the people? But the reason that we're bringing this to you now, we have like two or three important things, two big two big announcements, and that I need to go over, and it's time sensitive. And the day has already gotten away from me. It's like 5:30. I was planning to do this with Mary Beth and with Christy Hogan, and the day just evaporated. But we got to get the word and the news out. So bear with me as I go through the announcements. They are really big things, so please do pay attention. And then I'm sure there'll be follow-ups and questions. And you can always reach out to me, and there will be more information forthcoming. So the first thing I want to talk about, and this is not the big thing, but this is an important thing, is there is a renovation that is moving forward in the Access Center. And so this is a floor plan that just kind of outlines this space. I was informed yesterday that those things are moving forward. And as a result of that, during this renovation time, the Access Center space is going to be moving around a little bit. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like as well. But I wanted to go over this first because this is one of the two kind of big or immediate things that is going to impact the work that we do every day. So this is just an outline of the floor plan for the Access renovation. So just to give everyone their bearings. So as you look at this, this is where the public safety officer desk is. It's like you walk in the door, there's the public safety officer desk. And then this is kind of like the small door where we have the small intake room. And then this is the other door where we also have the current main entry into the space. So the thing that we're excited about with the space, it is the existing Access Center. So these are actually going to be larger offices. And then it's all of the existing space, which is human resources. So they're still finalizing where that space is going to be. So this total space is going to be a much bigger space. It's going to have 9 total offices. So there'll be 5 up here. You can kind of see at the top. They're all going to be relatively large offices. This will be a smaller one, and then 3 around here on this caddy corner. And in addition to this, you're going to have like this larger kind of just reception area, waiting room space. There's going to be some desks, two main desks where 2 people can sit here, and then also can have 2 bathrooms in that space. So this process, it may take anywhere from 2 months all the way up to 4 months. So we're going to prepare for the 4 months, just in the the worst case scenario. Just wanted everyone to be aware that the renovation is moving forward. We got the green light yesterday. And in terms of where we will be moving during that time, I'll kind of describe it to you, and then I'll walk, a number of the team members, I'll walk you through kind of what we're looking at. So number one, you all remember that Genoa was kind of like in this, it's basically a rectangle box when you walk into the main center. So we've walked in that space. We think we can comfortably fit 5 people within that space. So there'll be 5 desks that are in this room that'll be kind of cleaned up and everything. And this may happen soon. So it may happen on Monday. That's why it's like, I got to get this out as quickly as today. But we're going to be moving as fast as we can just to kind of get ready for this new space. So in addition to that space where you have the 5 desks, we're also looking, we have the Alliance room. So within the Alliance room, that'll be kind of like our other dedicated space where we potentially will have like another person. And then if we have consumers that need to go into that Alliance room space, they can do that as well. In addition to that, I'm going to go up to this. So this room here is like our large assessment room where we have a door that's right there leading into kind of like the cantina area, that kind of stuff. So this room we will still have access to, but we will have to access it from the door. And then in addition to that, you may not know is there are a whole bunch of offices that are up here where my arrow is that I don't have in the diagram. And there will also be 1 additional office space in there. So again, reviewing, we're looking at having 5 workstations in this rectangle. Within the Alliance room, there'd be another person. And then as we receive consumers, we can have consumers in that space. We have the larger reception area space, and then there's an additional office over there. So just wanted to make sure that's what the tentative plans are in terms of where the space, where we might be. But the access renovation is a goal. It will take anywhere from 2 months up to 4 months. I asked Rob Johnson, are we going to plan on being, is this going to be 3 or 4 months? He said less. I said, well, we're going to say 4 months, just so everyone is prepared for that. So there's going to be a lot of adjustments just in getting used to the space and all those kind of different things. And it may happen really, really quickly. And that's why I wanted to get this out here today on this Friday. So that is announcement one, but that literally is not even the big announcement, but it's an important announcement. The other one, which is also very important, you know, we have our performance evaluations. Those are coming up. So over the weekend, I'm going to get all of those completed, and then I'm going to send out to you kind of like my rating of your performance. If you're one of my direct reports, you have the chance to review it, sign it, and then we will get that into HR. And then in addition to that, there are a number of staff where I still need to get you to initial and sign on some initial human resource orientation paperwork as well. So just be ready to sign a lot of forms. It's the short answer next week. Be ready to sign and initial and all that stuff. And that process keeps going. So that is two, but that is not the big one. So the big one is here that I'm going to be talking about and sharing more information with you. And let me start here and let me give you the background on this. So about 3 weeks ago, Mr. Burks, he pulled myself, Christy Hogan, Todd Pepperworth, and Angie Robinson into a room, and he actually charged us with combining into one single unit the access center and the inpatient unit. So I'll say that again, combining into one unit. So how many is just one? Access center and the inpatient unit. And so let me talk a little bit about just the rationale for that, how that's going to work, what does that mean to reporting structure. And we will be doing another video that will include myself and Christy, and we'll talk through the logistics as well. But one of the things that this is based on, and that the focus of the one unit is going to be on, is the consumer experience. So what we have done, and I've asked a number of staff to kind of look at this, to refine it. I want to particularly thank Amber for her refining, Mary Beth, and I had a number of people look at it. What we did is we looked at, when we think about when the consumer first comes into access, all the way through to, you know, whether they get placed or not, but if they do go up to the inpatient unit, what does that look like? And so in doing that, we identified 15 different steps, and they are attached here. So the focus of this one unit is really focused on how do we make this consumer experience from the decision to seek support all the way through if they are placed in the inpatient unit, through discharge follow-up, just one seamless experience with one team working together on it. And so the idea of access and IPU, we are now just one unit. So we will spend time just talking about each of the different steps. Those steps are attached. But here's your action item. You know, I always got to put one of those in there. I want you to review the 15 steps that we have in here and identify, hey, are there any things we've left out? Because what we really want to do is really capture, what does this consumer experience need to look like to best support the consumer? So that is the action item. Look through the 15 steps. And then based on that, hey, you may have left this out, or if we haven't, let us know. So that's the action item. Take the time to go through it. If you have any suggestions, let us know. If you think it looks good, include, hey, it looks good to me. So the whole focus of this one unit is around this consumer experience, and how do we make that as seamless as possible with as one team around that particular experience. So just to give you an idea of this is the official kind of proposal which has been approved by Mr. Burke. So let me go over the structure. So the structure is that I will be reporting to Mr. Burks, Mary Beth will be reporting to me, Christy Hogan will be reporting to Dr. Singh, Angie Robinson will be reporting to Christy. And you're going to be saying, well, what's happening to Lynn? So over the next 60 days, what Lynn is going to be doing is really helping us out with on the billing side, because there are so many things associated with the billing and event corrections and all those things connected to this whole process. So Lynn is going to be helping us with that over the next 30 to 60 days, and she'll continue just like in a support capacity. So she's always going to just continue to help. She knows now kind of all the stuff that's going on here in the Access Center, and she'll continue to be here. She's a great part of our team. So Lynn's not going anywhere. Just the role within this new structure for the next 60 days is more supports on the event corrections, the billing, the procedures, all those kind of different things. So that's the structure. And then in terms of the staff structure, how does the staff reporting structure work? So this is the simplest way to look at it. It doesn't change. So if you report to me, well, guess what? In the unit, you will report to me. If you currently report to Christy Hogan, then guess what? You're going to report to Christy Hogan. So that particular structure is not changing. And of course, for the nurses, in terms of seeking any type of nurse support, all those kind of different things, you can always reach out to Christy at any time. So that's like the big picture structure, but I want to talk more about the details and what the goal of this unit is. So when you look actually at the leadership structure, there are basically three people. There's myself, there's Christy Hogan, and there's Angie Robinson. So we three are the leadership structure for this unit. So we serve as that leadership team. So if you see one, you see us all. It's like, I don't want to use the dated reference of the Three Musketeers, but that's what we're going to end up being. But maybe we'll find another analogy. So we're going to be meeting at least 2 times per week. You're going to see more of Christy and Angie just involved in the structure of the unit at both the access level, and I involved in the inpatient unit level as well. So there's going to be a number of cross-training that's going on. The purpose of that is to increase the amount of redundancy within this unit. So if we have people out, PTO, all those things, we have a leadership structure that's familiar with what's going on at both the access center and the inpatient unit. But guess what? Now it's just called the unit. It's just one unit. So we have some key dates and things like that outlined here. But the things that I want to emphasize, this is what we are focusing on first as we are rolling out the unit. So tomorrow or early next week, Christy and I, we will be together on one video. We're going to be giving an overview, more of this structure, more of the details with it. But this is the foundation for this unit. You all know where we're going to begin, the 13 tools. So every single team member, because our team is getting bigger, is going to be focusing on these 13 tools. Our training structure of having the trainings via video on Thursdays with the action items and all that. Well, guess what? It's still going to continue, and it's going to continue to grow, and it's going to continue to focus on this unit structure and the consumer experience in those 15 connected steps. All staff throughout the unit, they're going to be trained on providing general support for initial crisis calls. So if we get calls that are coming in, wherever you are within the unit, you're going to be trained on how to respond and support those calls, no matter who you are within the unit structure. Additionally, there will be specific staff that are in upstairs with the inpatient unit in times where we get waves of stuff happening, and we know that happens at the access center. We're going to have mental health techs that will be trained to provide support when we experience those waves of incoming with consumers, families, child, adolescents. And so we'll be able to support and provide a greater team-based support during those peak times. In addition to that, specific nurses, including the CCBHC staff nurses and even access specialists, we're going to begin to get trained by our utilization review guru, and we all know who that is. That's Beverly Woodyard. So we are all going to begin to get training on this process. And the whole idea of this is so this unit is strong. It's all focused on these key foundation with the 13 tools. We all have an awareness of what are the 15 steps that we are supporting and how does the consumers play a role. And then as I had mentioned before, in addition to that, there's going to be a transition plan where Lynn is going to be working with us on the billing, the event corrections, policies, procedures, all those different types of things. Now, I know that's a lot of information and you have questions. Well, guess what? You have questions, just reach out to me, send me a text, phone, email, pull me aside. We'll talk about it. Here's the most immediate action item. So there are things that we are working on with the unit, like right now, like today, that's where it's going to become effective, like right now. Like, so when you watch this video, it's like effective. And more things are going to be coming. Here's the first thing. So we are going to be looking first to put this together, a schedule for this training on the utilization review. So that's important. And that's going to include a specific CCBHC nurses, and it's also going to include access specialists as well. Beverly Woodyard gets back from her vacation next week, so we're going to begin that process of scheduling. And then in addition to that, immediately Medline support. So right now, we are experiencing a backlog just on the Medline, and we know just the Medline is important. So here is the task. If you're watching this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have everyone get comfortable with just the process of checking the messages that come into the Medline and sending the information that's in those messages to medline@hamiltoncenter.org. And it's really pretty simple, so please take notes. So if you're watching this video, what we're going to start off with is we're going to devote 30 minutes, and we'll see, it may grow, but we'll see if we all just kind of take 30 minutes and we're going to call into the Medline number. Here's the number. It's 812-231-8100. I hope you wrote that down. When you get to the number, you're going to press star 8390. When you press that, it will tell whether there are any messages on it. I actually just checked it probably about 30 minutes ago, and guess what? We got all those messages. They're all taken care of. But when people call into the Medline, they basically give 3 different things. They give their date of birth, so you write down the date of birth. They give their name, and they're looking for what type of medicine that they are looking to fill. And so that is the information that you're putting in an email to Medline. So you go to the 2, you click Medline at hamiltoncenter.org, and then you just email it. And so once you're done with the message, guess what you do? You delete it. So that is how, like when we go in, we'll spend our 30 minutes. We're going to call the Medline number. Hey, you may call, there may not be any messages that even need to be listened to. If you did, hey, I called, there are no messages I need to listen to. Well, guess what? You're good. So, but you know, check back again if you have some free time. We need to really continue to help out and support in that. And so again, let me give you the steps, and we're beginning this effective like 2 days. And so once you watch this video, if you have questions, just ask me about it. So the number is 812-231-8100. Once you hear that, you're going to dial star 8390. Star 8390. Then it's going to ask you for a code. And you're going to dial 153759. I'll say that again. 153759. And so what I want you to do, like when you're on your shift, I want you to say, hey, I'm going to block off these 30 minutes. I'm going to check the Medline and see what messages are there, because this is really going to help us kind of keep up or get up to speed on getting a faster response rate to the calls that are coming into the Medline. Once you take the message down, all you're doing is you're putting it in an email. So you were put down, hey, Art Fuller called, he's born on XYZ date. He was asking for pre-sales on this description, and he may have given some other information. Just take it down and just send it via email. Go to click Medline, send it to Medline at hamiltoncenter.org. And so initially, for this first week, what I'd like for you to do, in addition to doing the Medline, I want you to CC me on that email as well. So you're going to do Medline at hamiltoncenter.org. You're also going to CC me on it. And that way we'll be able just to keep a tally of what's going in and all those kind of different things. If you have questions on how to do that, how much time we are allocating, what do? You just ask me, just ask. And that is really going to help us at the unit really become more responsive to what is needed with prescriptions coming in at the Medline. We're going to see how well we do with 30 minutes. I think with every staff member doing 30 minutes, we're going to actually, our capacity is going to increase pretty significantly in responding to and being more responsive to the Medline call. So just take 30 minutes, do that. Phone number is 812-231-8100. That's action item. The code, I'll say again, *8390. Once you press that code, you will then do 153759. If you have questions, please ask me. So that is like our most immediate thing. We're really just trying to help some of the logistics associated that's going on. And then in addition to that, the other thing that we're doing as a unit, we are hiring or making offers to a lot of different staff. So let me first start. We have a couple of access specialist positions that we have offers out, and then we have a third one that is going out as well. And then in addition to that, we are hiring 2 mental health techs, 2 relief techs, and then we also have a cadre of nurses that we are hiring that Human Resources has already, I believe, made offers to. So we have a lot of new staff that are going to be joining the unit. Our training is really going to be focused on maximizing the things that we need to document, the things that we need to do to really support the consumer experience. We appreciate all you do. And I know this is a lot of information that's hitting you right now, but just because of the time-sensitive nature of it, we got to get it out, and so we can keep moving with it. If you have questions, you know how to reach me. Thank you so much. And the next video is likely going to be me, Christy, maybe Mary Beth, maybe Angie on it, but it will at least be Christy and I on the next training that we do and just introduction. So thank you so much for your time, Access team, and I look forward to seeing you. And thank you very much.